All right, so it's cold out here, right? But we can still wear our florals. And so I want to talk about roses because I have a lot of rose fragrances, but I want to talk about the roses of cold weather, but I wanted to put them in a couple of categories because I have certain type, there's the jammy, the sweeter roses, and then there's these roses. These are my edgier roses. These are not what you expect. They're not your average rose. These are definitely for people with a certain type of aesthetic because they're not for everybody. So let's talk edgy roses. So I'm gonna start with this edgy rose, and the reason why I'm gonna start here was because it was kind of surprising what it was. Now, a lot of these roses have notes of like incense, tobacco, spiciness, like saffron. You know, they're very rich. And I'm gonna say rich a lot. Let me say something different. They're very intoxicating, but not from a sweet, flirtatious way. Their sexiness comes from this space of I am unique. I'm very comfortable in who I am, and I like this edgy, kind of smoky, very exotic kind of vibe. So this is surprising because this is Aerin Beauty and this is Evening Rose. Now, the reason why I say this is surprising because this is Aerin Beauty, and Aerin Beauty is part of Estee Lauder. This is Estee Lauder's granddaughter, and so you would expect it, what I would have expected from Aerin Beauty is light, like hibiscus palm, like the other ones from ICAT Jasmine, a very Hamptons, very Martha's Vineyard kind of vibe, very green, very natural, very, very effortlessly elegant. But this right here, this is a bad girl rose. This has cognac in it. It's got incense and amber and pepper, so it's spicy and smoky and incensey, and it's really gorgeous, and it's very exotic and just so surprising for the aesthetic of Aerin Beauty. But it's a rose that if you like that type, this is like the edgy rose as you dip your toe in, because it has an edginess, but it's still a little more subtle than some of these other ones that I'm going to talk about. So this is Aerin's Evening Rose. Okay, so now let's talk about this one. This one, I don't even know about this company. I just happen to see it on Fragrance X or Fragrance Net, and it's a really good, inexpensive. It's under $100. So if you, I'm just here to tell you about it. This is by Chkoudra Paris. This is Royal Rose Morocco. Now this has, I had to look it up because you can't even find this on Fragrantica. This has black pepper, raspberry, and frankincense. Then it has rose, incense, and dry woods. And then finally it has vetiver, leather, and ambrox. Man, it's a leathery rose. That leather, incensey vibe. That's what it is. It's kind of a leathered rose with all that incense and smokiness. So yeah, this is so good. Inexpensive, lasts on the skin. It's really not something out there that people are talking about, but I promise you, this is good. This is good. I'm so glad that I bought it. It is very, and what it does is like, for a couple of these that I have, if you want that vibe, but you really can't find these because they're really hard to find, this could kind of like balance you out and be like, okay, I'm just going to get this. Like, for instance, Tobac Rose by BDK is expensive. You can get this. If you want Purpura by Terenzi and it's a little too expensive, get this. You know, it really does give that tough, edgy rose vibe that all those fragrances give without you paying that price. So I'm just trying to help you out. I'm just trying to help you. Now, interestingly enough, I think of this one as a kind of edgy rose, even though, I don't know, you know, you really don't think of it, but once you smell it, it has a edginess to it in quite the interesting way. So this is Essence Number 1 Rose by Elie Saab, right? Now let me tell you, this is just all rose. You know, now I know there's some other stuff in here, but that all they list is the rose, the rose, the rose. It's got Bulgarian, Damask, Turkish, and Grasse rose. So the reason why I say this is an edgier rose, because you really have to be ready for this rose. It's a really deep rose. It's not like a really, like, you know, green floral rose. This is very deep. It has a slight spiciness, and I guess maybe those roses together give it a slight spiciness, but it really is quite elegant and sophisticated. You know, it's like you wearing a rose, but you really don't, but you smell like, this rose is not like, oh, pretty rose, oh, flirtatious rose, oh, spring rose. This is winter rose. This is, oh, you wear a rose. I ain't never smelled a rose like this, because what we associate rose with is, you know, that kind of lightness to it, even though they can be beautiful, but there's a lightness to like a rose fragrance, like a rose water or something. No, this is deep. This is a refined, very elegant, very winter appropriate rose, because it's so deep and so, you know, so striking in its simplicity and elegance. So that's Essence Number 1 Rose by Elie Saab. It has been coming in and out of stock, so it has been recently easier to get than it had been in quite some time. Now this one right here, I don't know if you're gonna be able to find this one, because I'm still looking for the other one from this one. But oh man, this is Saffron Rose Absolute. They got oud on here, but the oud isn't that strong. By Perry Ellis. This is discontinued. Every once in a while it comes in stock. Every once in a while. Every once in a while. So I'm just saying, every once in a while it does. This has saffron, black rose, incense, lavender, and oud and sandalwood. I love a good incensey rose. I'm telling you, I love a good incensey rose. You cannot go wrong. You can't go wrong with the one. You will never go wrong with an incensey rose. So like I said, it's a simple incensey rose. You get that oud, you get the slight oud vibe from it, but what you get is you get the rose and the incense with the little saffron. So this is just a spicy, sweetly spicy oud with a little smokiness from that incense. Yes. And it is a classic stunner. You will stun in this one. And this is perfect for a man. Ooh, a man wearing this, he wouldn't even, I promise you, I'm sorry, I can't say that. I can't say what's not gonna happen if I smelled a man smelling like this. Things could go awry in a good way. I'm just saying. Okay, so that's that. Now this is another one that comes in and out of stock, and this is and it's very beautiful and gorgeous. And this is Aramis, which, let me just say this, until I heard about this, and I think I heard about this from Sebastian, the perfume guy now, I didn't even know Aramis was still around. But this is Calligraphy Rose by Aramis. You know, Aramis was big back in the 70s and the 80s. Baby, men was wearing them some Aramis. This is saffron, oregano, and honeysuckle. And then it has Turkish rose, myrrh, styrax, and lavender, olibanum, which is frankincense, lavender, ambergris, and musk. So it's spicy, it's got sweetness to it, it's got, because that myrrh is a really nice sweetness, so it's really spicy. It's a very, like, if you look at it, it has this kind of Middle Eastern vibe, and that's what it is. It's a Middle Eastern rose. It's a Middle Eastern rose. It just feels like you're, like you in Dubai or something, and you are rocking this. You would fit right in. You would wear this in Dubai. They would know that you know your fragrances, and you understand that Middle Eastern vibe, and you are right there with them. It is beautiful. It is stunning. Of course, it's very exotic, and you know, it has an exotic, and it's very unique. So it's not for everybody. Not everybody gonna rock this and be, you know, like, yeah, I'm wearing my rose. I'm wearing my rose. Now this one is kind of in frag-com, but not everybody in frag-com. You here looking at this because you trying to find out some stuff, right? So this is Purpura by Tiziana Terenzi. Now, first off, let me just say this. This is a horrendous bottle. I don't like this. The only thing I like about it is the top, because these bottles are horrendous to me. They're not. But this is a spicy rose. It's got sweet. It's got a little juiciness from raspberry. It's got rose in it, cloves, and cinnamon. With incense, patchouli, and poppy. Y'all notice there's a lot of incense in here, because incense and rose gives it just this really stunning, intoxicating, glamorous. There's a glamour to these that make you stand out. And then it has myrrh, musk, amber, benzoin, and chestnut. This is a motorcycle leather rose. This is riding on a motorcycle, you know, and you are just, this is coming through the breeze, and people are like, who was that smelling so good? It would be me on the back of the motorcycle, because I don't want to drive a motorcycle, but I can be cute on the back wearing this, and this sillage coming off the projection, people smelling it as I'm going past it. Yes. So yeah, you notice that there's this theme: incense, some spices, and that gives these roses this richness. See, do you need all of these? Absolutely not. But choose the ones that I have that will work with your collection and would be like, yes, your standout spicy, edgy rose, because these are edgy roses. All right, and this is my last edgy rose, and it has to come from my edgiest house that I have things from. And for the people who know, let's pause and say it together. Dreamhouse Ikiryo. This is my edgiest house. Vincent has his own vibe, but it is just stunning and unique and intoxicating. And so, of course, if he's going to do a rose, it's going to be all of those things: stunning, unique, and intoxicating. And his is Rose of Venus right here. Rose of Venus has rose d'amande in it, white musk, linden, ivy, bergamot, caramel rum, and incense. Now, when you're smelling it out of here, the incense is strong. You get rose and incense when you just smell it. But once you spray it on, you get that rose and you incense, but as it dries down, you get that caramel, y'all. And it becomes this sweet, caramely, rosy, incensey rose. So this is Rose of Venus. I have been waxing on about Vincent and Dreamhouse Ikiryo. Now I know why Jerry was always talking about him from Shy Scent 773, because it is a great house with such unique and intoxicating and edgy fragrances that will definitely smell good on you and have you standing out. So that is this one. So that is all of my edgy roses. Yep, I forgot a few things in this video too. Whew, jeez. If I could just skate through a whole video and do everything correctly, that wouldn't even be me. So y'all wouldn't even want to watch it. But anyway, I'm just joking. Here's a couple that I forgot. This is White Musk Smoky Rose by The Body Shop. Now this is hard to find. It is discontinued. But this thing is so sexy. I remember, now this is the EDP. I actually have the EDT too. I was downtown and I was, you know, just waiting for somebody. And I went into the body shop, and I really don't go in the body shop that often, but I was in there and they were having this great sale, and this lady was like, you need to smell this. And she gave me some of the white musk smoky rose, and they had a really good deal on a set. And I think I paid like $20 for the whole set. Baby, I love this fragrance. It is so sexy. It is exactly what it says. It's a smoky rose. It's not for everybody, but it is for me. So if you can find this, there's a slight sweetness to this, but it's just this beautiful smoky rose. Pretty inexpensive. Well, I don't know how inexpensive it is now, but when it was in the stores, it wasn't that expensive. And I don't know how I did this whole thing about my edgy roses and didn't pull this one out. Delina Exclusive. I need to get some more PDM. But anyway, this thing is so good. You know, I always say, I have them both. I'm more of a Delina Exclusive chick than Delina. Don't get me wrong, I think Delina is beautiful, but when it comes down to it, I love the smokiness, the incensiness, the oud in this one. This is so pretty. No, this ain't pretty. This is bad, girl. As I've always said, this is the darker sister of Delina, so it takes off that edge of that rhubarb note, so doesn't have that sourness to it. But whoo, baby, 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 it is stunning in its bad girl way. This is a perfect rose for somebody who's you know, she getting her bad girl on, but she still wants to smell very ladylike at the same time. So this is a ladylike bad girl. Delina Exclusive. Y'all know about, now if you've been around the Fragcom, you know about it. But if you have not been and you have not smelled these, you need to get your nose on Delina and Delina Exclusive. If you are looking for an edgy rose that will make you stand out and be unique and exotic and just killing everybody with your mysterious rose, you need to try one of these. All right, y'all, that's it. Y'all know the drill. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. Bye-bye.